let me give you pieces of my inside on my outside. Does that make sense?
Yeah.
Art.
We need a moment of silence just to digest that. 'Cause no, like seriously, that is like totally fair.
I mean, yeah, this is the great and powerful Oz. That's the man behind the curtain. You know, that's really what this is.
Yeah, I mean, so when we went, I hate doing this. This is my nightmare, being up here in front of
Nick hates talking in front of you guys, but
He
he's doing a good
secretly
job, right?
loves it, guys. Come on.
Yes, but so when we were going on stage at the US premiere a couple days ago, I was nervous and Trixie was like, this is how I feel every time I go on stage.
I know Nick and David were like, well, this is your thing. I'm like, no, it isn't. I mean, if you get nervous every time, and it's because it's scary every time.
And I think that's sort of, I think that comes through in the film, that like, you feel vulnerable on stage, that you feel vulnerable often, and Trixie doesn't feel vulnerable all the time, but often Brian does. And so I think, you know, there's a weird balance between, you know, how you're able to show your vulnerability and sort of where that becomes, how that becomes authentic and so forth.
Yeah.
Question? Upstairs? Downstairs? Downstairs. Okay. Hello. Hi. How are you?
Congrats.
Oh, thank you.
You're
welcome. Hi. So I read on World of Wonder when you did an interview about the movie that you did the music, like the score.
Oh yeah, I played all the score for the movie. Did you guys hear it?
I was actually just curious if that was something that you asked to do, if that was requested in regards to like, I want to be able to set the tone via the score.
Artistically, yes. Budgetly, David Silver, the producer's like, it's gonna be so much cheaper if you just come play it.
Yes, and I
David
think,
was like,
I think
you
we
come-
threw that out as a possibility, and then we all were like, actually, that's such a cool
It's a great idea.
Like,
We had to sit in the recording studio in LA and we watched clips of the movie on the laptop, and me and the producers like talked about what that would sound like. What's the music that belongs there? I never scored a film. I ain't no Randy Newman. but it was really cool, and I think it adds the fourth dimension. It's a drag queen wearing perfume. It's seeing it and like, oh, and this person played the music. Like, I think that's cool. But it also saved money.
no, but also that was a consideration that we, like, the producer and the editor and I talked about a lot, was sort of like, will these scenes be manipulated by the subject, like the own subject of the documentary? And, you know, the way that we had already put in the temp music, it was like, no, it can't be, because these scenes, I feel like the music is not used to manipulate, they're more interstitial. And so it made incorporating Trixie's music a lot more of a straightforward decision.
Question?
Hi. Oh, my voice is loud. This is a very important question. Does your face still take form, eyes first?
It sure does. Walking through the room, eyes first. Yes. Well, most of my head is eyes, so I do start with that. Yeah.
Same.
Good to know, good to know. Thank you.
Hey, listen, makeup technique is important.
Question.
So since you're in Canada, I have a very important question. What's your favorite Timbit flavor?
There we go.
Oh, I get that box with like 50 of them. All the flavors.
Assorted.
Yeah, the sprinkles one.
Oh, sprinkles.
Yeah. Okay.
We have a sprinkles cult in the house.
Wow.
You're part of it now.
Yes. Oh, by the way, this is what kind of fag I am. I pulled up here and I saw next door the Dollarama, and I was like, it's a store for dolls? No.
No.
It isn't. Don't get excited.
Do you think that Dollar General is a store of generals?
No, it's a, do you like dolls? This is the Doll-arama. Like,
I get you.
I'm just being vulnerable.
Yeah. We have different stuff up here in Canada. You have to like culturally adjust. Question. Oh, yeah? There we go.
About your music and what's it like watching other people online play your music back to you? Because you don't like watching yourself, or it's hard to watch yourself, but your music is you. What is that like?
Oh, I don't know if you're allowed to. I love my own records. I even listen to them sometimes. And music is like comedy where you tell your truth in like hieroglyphs. And you can sort of deny or embrace any part of it that really belongs. So it's a great way to like throw things out and not be vulnerable at all. I mean, music is sort of dragging itself in that it's you, but it's not you. So it's easy.
Do you enjoy it too, besides just...
Oh, I love it. I love
Okay.
it. Every time I play like the auto harp, I feel like I am that bitch. It's great. And I love playing my guitar. And I've been playing guitar way longer than I've been doing drag. So that is, you know, that instrument is my hand. It's my other hand, you know, so.
Yep. Hi. Great outfit. Describe that look. Come on. People downstairs.
It's, well, that's me. Did you guys recognize that?
Astro projected.
Yeah.
I did not know you would be here. Don't look at me too closely.
No, you look great. Do
Um,
you want to come up here and just, I'll leave.
I'd probably shit myself. So.
We are all sitting in
The
our
people
own
under you
shit
are like-
right now. That's fine.
It was more of a comment. I guess as somebody who's hard of hearing, I just wanted to know kind of what's the, like, I guess there's closed captions on this movie. I don't know if you knew that, but I guess I want to thank whoever put that through because it made me actually able to understand the movie.
That was actually really generously provided by Hot Dogs, so thank
Look
you.
at
Hot
that.
Also on that note, I really love your music.
Thank you. Thank you.
Okay.
What's your favorite song? What's your favorite song?
No, the joke was that I'm like fucking deaf.
I know, but I didn't want to say it. I didn't want to say it. I wasn't gonna be like, yeah, the deaf bitch loves, you know, like. I'm sorry to let you down. Next time I'll go straight for the heart, sorry.
Oh my god. I'm gonna die.
Question downstairs.
When I'm a good person, I disappoint people.
No one here is disappointed.
Hi, I have a cold, so sorry about that. I just wanted to say that you were wondering how you're perceived by people and audiences. I wanted to say, as someone who's obviously a psycho fan of you, previous to this, I thought you were an awesome person, and this just kind of proves it. So I'm sure a lot of other people thought the same. And my question is, was there anything when you watched this back? Obviously, you experienced this, but was there anything watching it back that really surprised you?
Oh, yeah, I mean, you guys, so many of these moments, the good moments, like winning Drag Race, for example, it happened so fast that it just happened and then it was over. Watching it in the film, I was like, I didn't even feel how cool this was because that moment was so fleeting. It just like happened and was gone. And watching on TV, I was like, this is fucking crazy. You know, like it's really, or when I watch myself calmly sound checking in like a, 2,000 seat theater, I'm like, what is that? Because when I'm there doing it, it doesn't feel cool. It's just happening. So a lot of this film was, or the part where I talked about my home life, that whole section, I'm like, why, how did you not see this as it was? But I guess, that's the cycle of abuse. It's a fish tank that you're in, so you don't see anything else,
Do you think that this will become like a souvenir for you? Like, do you, in 30, yeah, well, no, but that was my fear when I was watching it. I was like, please don't fuck up this film. Like, please don't just be a promotion.
Would you have
or
died
be
if
a
it was like an
souvenir.
iMovie video that was like, when you put in pictures and let it generate a video?
Directed by an algorithm.
I would have loved that. I think that on a micro level, it's a really detailed, like drag is caricature, and this film is still life, bitch. And it is a very detailed snapshot of this. And on the macro level, it is a very detailed time capsule of the golden age of drag. What if the bubble bursts and in 5 years, drag queens don't really have careers anymore? This will be a record of like queens flying all over the world on red carpets on television. That's crazy. So, I think about that. What do you think?
Yeah, I think it's, I don't know, I made it. I feel like,
She has no respect to be
Well,
made.
truthfully, I don't know if we can see it the way other people see it.
Of course. Or you see it in a different way. Yeah.
I just saw Judy Greer came to see the show today at 1 o'clock. You guys know from, Judy Greer. And I was like, oh my God, you don't know Jawbreaker. When I was a kid, that movie was everything to me. But because Judy Greer was in it, She was like, yeah, it's a cool movie. So if it's your thing, you'll never see it the way other people see it.
Because you'd be a monster if you were like, yeah, I know. Like you
Well,
know
like-
what I mean? Like you're a
well,
real
like the scene
person
where
if
people
you are
are like-
blasé.
The scene where people are giving me letters, or they're like, I was gonna kill myself. It's
Yeah.
like, I can't relate to that because I'm not seeing me for the first time. I'm just me. So, you know.
Question?
Yeah. Stand up, sweetie.
Hi, I was just wondering how you deal with creative block, because I struggle with that a lot right now.
I don't know where you are.
Right.
Well, I always have several projects at once, so if I get stuck on one, I go to the next. I know that's not relatable, but well, that's it. Because honestly, if you're forcing it, it's not going to be good anyway. But if you are in the good mood, you drop everything and do it. That's the most important thing.
You also just work all the time.
Oh yeah, I mean, some of the music from the next album, I wrote it all during sound checks for the last tour. So you just got to take your moments and do it and burn it out. And you can't make something and edit at the same time. You just got to do it and then feel sorry about it later.
Thank you.
Regret is a powerful engine. Upstairs.
Hi, first of all, the movie was amazing. I'm a huge fan. I can't believe I'm actually asking a question.
You're talking to Nick. Yep.
Thank you. Honestly, fantastic job as a filmmaker myself. Fantastic job. Cinematography, amazing. Trixie, I'm a huge fan. Okay. My question for you was if you had new music in the works or on the way, and if there would ever be a part of your career where it made music heavy and more focused on that.
I really love doing if you interview me live, it's mostly stand-up, and I really love doing stand-up. But I don't see myself becoming a touring musician that just does music. But there will be a new single and music video the week before DragCon. Nobody knows yet. And it's brand new and it's very cool, and it's the most it's a very fun song. You'll love it.
But
It's
keep it
not
under
as-
your hat.
Keep it under your hat. And it's not as depressing as my old music, so that's fine.
Don't hate me, but we have to stop. I'm so sorry for the people I know hate me.
She's sorry.
I'm so sorry. But you know what? You can come to the second screening of this film that's playing on Sunday.
Tomorrow, I'm going to be here at 3 Out of Drag. If you want to see it again.
And I would highly encourage you guys, there's another film at the festival called Drag Kids that's fantastic. So try and watch that right after this film tomorrow when we're all back together, because we're all new best friends, right?
Kids, woo!